Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 9. We'll be discuss about structure, written expression, and reading section in complete test 5. Let me introduce our member. The first is Afnan as the second presenter. The second is Dila Devitriani as the last presenter. The third is Laili Hasyana Basar as the third presenter. And the last, Narwulandari, is the first presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Narwulandari. I'm from NINT group. Okay, now I wanna answer and explain the reason I chose the answer in structure and written expression or analysis error. Number 1. Different hormones blah 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 at the same time on a particular target issue, and the answer is A, usually act. Why I choose A? Because in my opinion A is the best answer, because if we choose B it is impossible, because usually is there is word usually. The tenses is present tense, and if the verb is verbing, usually it used to be. And the point C is impossible to, and the point D impossible to. So the best answer is A, usually act. And the next question is, the tidal force on the earth due to the blah 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 only 0.46 of those due to the moon. And the best answer is D, to the sun are. Why I choose D? Because the sentence is discussing an agreement, and the objective of this statement is the subject and the verb in the sentence. Furthermore, the subject must agree with the verb. And the answer D, with the sun are, had the correct verb are and the sun as the object to explain the tidal force between the sun and the moon. In English grammar, a subject should not be followed by object preposition. It could not be concluded that the sun is the subject of the sentence. Therefore, the subject of this question, which is tidal force, should be followed by the plural are. So, and the sentence should be, the tidal force on the earth due to the sun are only 0.46 of those due to the moon. And next, the Missouri blah blah blah, longest river in the United States, flows through 7 states from its source in Montana to its confluence with the Mississippi. And the best answer is A, river, the. Why I choose A? Because the sentence is belong to a positive. We know that an appositive is a noun that appears before or after another noun and has the same meaning. The word of the Missouri was incomplete subject. It needs river to give the detail of the subject. And the sentence of longest river in the United States could easily recognize as an appositive phrase because of the noun of longest river and comma after river or subject. To make the sentence perfect, the sentence needed the to put after the subject. Therefore, the best answer is A. The sentence of the Missouri River and the longest river in the United States are the same thing. When a positive left out, the sentence still acceptable. And the next question is Charles Darwin first scientific book published in 1842 blah blah blah, a science substantiated theory on the origin of coral reefs and atolls. And the best answer is B, presented. Why B? Because the sentence is about the reduced clause and focus on the reduced adjective clause. The word published, when it was not reduced adjective clause, it should be which was published. In the form, the adjective clause connector and be verb, the directly follow it were omitted. In the reduced form, the connector who, which, or that is omitted along with the be verb is or was. Some adjective clause are set off from the rest of the sentence with comma, and this adjective clause can also reduce. In order to have a correct sentence, so the blank of the sentence should be filled with presented. It became Charles Darwin's first scientific book, published on 1942, presented a science substantiated theory on the origin of coral reefs and atolls. Okay, continue to the next question. Phytoplankton thrive where blah 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 phosphorus into the upper layers of body of water. And here the answer is A. Upwelling saran circulate. Why A? Because the sentence was discussed problem with noun, especially the use of noun clause. The sentence has one clause. It was phytoplankton thrive. The word where is the noun clause as the object. To have a perfect sentence, where needs subject and verb. And if we choose B, it is incorrect because the answer B only had a subject that was saran and circulation as a noun. And if answer C was incorrect because the subject behind the verb are upwelling saran, and answer D was also inappropriate, circulate upwelling saran. Even though answer D has subject saran and verb circulate, the verb was incorrect. Because the subject was saran or plural, thus it need verb without a circulate to have a correct sentence. Next, on every continent except Antarctica, blah blah blah, more than 30,000 species of spider. And the answer is C. Why C? Because in the sentence, the subject is species, and it needs a plural verb, so it used are. And it was an intervented sentence that was subject is preceded by a verb. And next question. Many bugs pose defensive scan glands and emit disagreeable adores when blah blah blah. And the answer is A, disturb. Because the sentence relate to reduced clause and it concentrate on reduced adverb clause. The rule of reduced form is the adverb connector remains but the subject and be verb are omitted. And the point A had a criteria of the reduced adverb clause and it reflects the rule of the reduced clause, disturb without subject and be verb. Then that verb connector of when referred to as reduced in passive, so it become disturb. Therefore, the correct sentence should be many bugs possess defensive scan glands and emit disagreeable odors when disturbed. And next, blah blah blah, the earth ice would melt. The earth's ocean would rise by about 200 feet. And the answer is B or all. Why I choose B? Because the sentence is inverted subject and verb with conditional. The question can be proved on the multiple choice answer in which there were if and were. And the connector was omitted with were or verb. Okay, continue to the next question. It's about written expression or analysis error. Okay, the brilliantly colored rhinoceros vipers has 2 or 3 horns above each nostrils. And the answer is D, nostril. Why D? Because in the sentence, the incorrect is D. Because the error answer was nostrils. The word before nostrils was each. It is a singular noun and it should follow it. So the word each nostril should be changed with each nostril without s, because the sentence is explained about problem with noun.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Afnan. Today, I would like to discuss the question regarding written expression in section number 2. Now, let's open the book page 493 to 495. In this section, we have analysis error. So, let's go to the number 19. In here we have sentence, Robert Heinlein was instrumental in popularizing science fiction with a series of stories that is first published in the Saturday Evening Post. The error word in here is D. The word is in here must be was, because this sentence related to the problem of verb and it focuses on the use of the past with the present. A sentence is possible to have both present and past together, but we must check the meaning to determine whether or not the sentence is correct. However, in this sentence, the first publicist was also referred to as instrumental, so the verb before the first publisher should be in the past as well. The first verb in the sentence is was. Because of the first verb was the past, so the second verb must be past too. So the correct sentence of this sentence should be Robert Heinlein was instrumental in popularizing science fiction with a series of stories that was first published in the Saturday Evening Post. So, is in here we change to was. Now let's go to the number 24. The sentence is present in rocks of all types. Hematite is particularly abundant in the sedimentary rocks known as red beds. The wrong analysis in here is C. Is not particular, it must be particularly. Because the particular in here revert to known as. It needs an adjective plus "ly" to be adverb. So, adjective in here must have the affixation of "ly" to be adverb and describe it known as, because known as describe when something happened. So, the correct sentence should be present in rocks of all types. Hematite is particularly. So the answer is C. Now let's go to the number 26. Elizabeth Cady Stanton organized the first U.S. Women's Rights Convention in 1848 and was instrumental in the struggle to win voting and property rights for women. My best answer is C. Instrumentally. Instrumentally in here must be instrumental, because instrumentally in here should be changed with adjective. Instrumental. Because the word instrumentally in here is adverb. In this sentence we need adjective, so we must change instrumentally to instrumental. So the best answer is C. Now let's go to the number 29. In 1964, GATT established the International Trade Center in order to assist developing countries in the promotion of its exports. My best answer is D. Its. The word its in here must change to their, because the pronoun we need pronoun in this sentence. It's in here is pronoun, but it's wrong because the pronoun in here revert to countries. Countries were more than one country. So, to replace the incorrect pronoun in here, we need there. The right pronoun is there. So the best answer is C. D. Now let's go to the number 13. Joseph Heller's novel Catch 22 satires both of the horrors of war as well as the power of modern bureaucratic institutions. My best answer in here is C. As well as in here must change to an, because this sentence as well as must change to the conjunction. The sentence needs conjunction. The paired conjunction contains both and, either, or neither, nor, and not only but also, something like that. So we don't need as well as in here. The word both were identified as paired conjunction of an. Therefore, answer C should be changed with an. Okay, now let's go to the number 32. The carbon atoms of the diamond are so strongly bonded that a diamond can only be scratched with other diamond. The best answer in here is D, other. Why? Because the problem in this sentence is in the noun. I mean pronoun. The pronoun in this sentence is others. To have others in a correct sentence, others need a plural noun afterwards. On this sentence, the noun after others was a singular noun, diamond. To have a correct sentence, others must be replaced with another, because the diamond was a singular noun, so we must use the word another. So, the right sentence in here is the carbon atoms of the diamond are so strongly bonded that a diamond can only be stretched with another diamond. Now let's go to the number 35. Melons must probably originated in Persia and were introduced the North America continent during the 16th century. My best answer is introduced. In this error is revert to the preposition after introduce. Between introduce and the North America need a preposition to connect the noun. The appropriate preposition to fill the blank between introduce and the North American was to. So the sentence must be like, melons must probably originated in Persia and were introduced to the North America continent during the 16th century. Like that. So now let's go to the number 36. More than 600 million individual bacteria live on the skin of humans. My best answer in here, or the error in here, is in C. The rule of agreement. This sentence have agreement. So the rule of the agreement has been mentioned before, that the subject must agree with the verb. Bacterial are plural nouns, so that the verb should be live, not lives. So we don't need as after lives. We just need lives. Now let's go to the number 38. As the international dateline at 180 degrees longitude is crossed westerly, it becomes necessary to change the date by moving it one day forward. The error word in here, in my best answer, is B. The westerly is kind of adjective and adverb forms. The word of westerly means in a westward position or direction. The word of westerly needs preposition to make the sentence correct. So it should be in a westerly direction since the river to a place or position. Therefore, the sentence of this number 38 should be as the international data line at 180 degrees longitude is crossed in a westerly direction, it becomes necessary to change the date by moving it one day forward.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Laili Hasyana Basar. Now, I will answer and explain the reason why I choose the answer of written expression and reading comprehension questions. Number 39. Kilai's numerous eruptions are generally composed in molten lava with little escaping gas and few explosions. The answer is B. Why I choose B? Because the preposition of in answer B was incorrect. In English grammar, preposition sometimes is kind of idiomatic that there was no rule or reason to explain the idiomatic, so that we need to follow the idiom as well. The preposition in was incorrect and based on the idiom composed should be followed by of. Therefore, Kilai's numerous eruptions are generally composed of molten lava with little escaping gas and few explosions. Number 40. The incubation period of tetanus is usually 5 to 10 days, and the most frequently occurred symptom is jaw stiffness. The answer is C. Why I choose C? Because the use of ed and ing in adjective form is similar to the difference between active and passive occurred was doing the action and refers to the incubation period. It should be occur with ing, occurring. Therefore, the sentence should be the incubation period of tetanus is usually 5 to 10 days, and the most frequently occurring symptom is jaw stiffness. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Laili Hasyana Basar. Now, I will answer and explain the reason why I choose the answer of written expression and reading comprehension questions. Number 39. Kilai's numerous eruptions are generally composed in molten lava with little escaping gas and few explosions. The answer is B. Why I choose B? Because the preposition of in answer B was incorrect. In English grammar, preposition sometimes is kind of idiomatic that there was no rule or reason to explain the idiomatic, so that we need to follow the idiom as well. The preposition in was incorrect and based on the idiom composed should be followed by of. Therefore, Kilai's numerous eruptions are generally composed of molten lava with little escaping gas and few explosions. Number 40. The incubation period of tetanus is usually 5 to 10 days, and the most frequently occurred symptom is jaw stiffness. The answer is C. Why I choose C? Because the use of ed and ing in adjective form is similar to the difference between active and passive occurred was doing the action and refers to the incubation period. It should be occur with ing occurring. Therefore, the sentence should be the incubation period of tetanus is usually 5 to 10 days, and the most frequently occurring symptom is jaw stiffness. And now, reading comprehension. Number 1. The main idea of the passage is that the answer is B. What is today a great university started out small. Why I choose B? Because in the text explain that Harvard University came from very inauspicious and humble beginnings. Number 2. The passage indicates that Harvard is, the answer is D, the oldest university in America. Why I choose D? Because in the text it explained that this oldest of American universities was founded in 1636. This here means Harvard University. Number 3. It can be inferred from the passage that the Puritans who traveled to the Massachusetts colony were, the answer is A, rather well educated. Why I choose A? Because in the text it explained that when the Puritans migrated to colony in the time of the Crusade period, the colonists of the time of Crusade donated 400,000 pounds to make their sons would have the same educational opportunities that they had had. Number 4. The pronoun they in line 7 refers to, the answer is B, university graduates. Why I choose B? Because in the text it explained that and thus university graduates in the New World were determined that their sons would have the same educational opportunities that they themselves had had. Number 5. The pounds in line 8 are probably, the answer is C, units of money. Why I choose C? Because in the text it explained that the General Court of Massachusetts appropriated 400 pounds. And number 6, the English cousin in line 10 refers to the answer is A, city. Why I choose A? Because in the text it explained that this land was in an area called Newton, which was later renamed Cambridge after its English cousin, and is the site of the present-day university.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dila Dwi Fitriani. Now, I want to answer the question of reading section in complete test 5 from number 7 until number 15. The question of number 7 is, which of the following is not mentioned about John Harvard? From the question number 7, I choose my best answer is C, where he was buried, because in option A, what he died of mentioned in the paragraph 3 of the text that John Harvard died from tuberculosis in 1638, and option B, where he came from, also mentioned in the paragraph 3 that John Harvard came from the neighboring town of Charlestown. And the option D is how much he bequeathed to Harvard. It is also mentioned in the text paragraph 3 that John Harvard will half of his estate of 1,700 pounds to the fledgling college. So, from the question, option C, is not mentioned in the text. And the question number 8 is the word fledging in line 14 could best be replaced by which of the following? From the question number 8, I choose my best answer is A, newborn, because fledging has the meaning is to describe a person, organization, or system that is new or without experience. So it can be replaced of a newborn because it is similar of the meaning from fledgling. From fledgling. The question number 9 is the passage implies that my best answer is D because it is mentioned in the last paragraph that we can conclude that the position of president of Harvard was not merely an administrative position in the early years. The question number 10 is the word somewhat in line 20 could best be replaced by my best answer is D because someone used to indicate that something is the case to a limited extent or degree. So it have a closest meaning with more or less that can be replaced in line 20. The question number 11 is where in the passage does it indicate how much money Minister Harvard was really responsible for giving to the university? My best answer is C, lines 12 until 15, because in the text, in line 12 and until 15, mentioned that the minister will have of his estate of 1,700 pounds to the fledgling college. So I choose my best answer is C, lines 12 until 15. The question number 12 is a binary star could best be described as, my best answer is C, two stars pulled together by gravity. The reason is because it mentioned in the first line that a binary star is actually a pair of stars that are held together by the force of gravity. It means a binary star can be described as two stars pulled together by gravity. The question number 13 is the word distinguished in line 2 is closest meaning to. My best answer is D, differentiated, because distinguished have a meaning to notice or understand the difference between two things. And it means that distinguished have a similar meaning with differentiate. The question number 14 is, according to the passage, what happens as a result of the gravitational force between the stars? My best answer is A. One star circles the other, because it mentioned in the text line 3 that the gravitational pull between the individual stars of a binary star causes one to orbit around the other. It means the result of the gravitational force between the star is one star circles the other. And the last is the question number 15 is the word proportion in line 5 is closest in meaning to which of the following? My best answer is B, ratio, because proportion have a meaning comparison, and it's similar with ratio that have the same meaning of comparison. So proportion is a closest meaning or have the similar meaning with ratio.